We won't necessarily strip the grip, but we might make enough room. So let's say Nick's squeezing it. You're going to hear in my voice, he's going to start to get that finishing pressure. We broaden. You can hear my voice is clearer again. We apply pressure here. Now when Nick's squeezing, it's basically a fruitless effort here because I'm going to be able to survive from the position. What you want is a guy to have a submission that's not on, but he thinks it's on. So provide enough space. Nick's squeezing and squeezing. All he's doing is burning his arms out here. We can even start to bridge on top at this point. If we strip the grips and we bridge on top, what does that give us? It means that when the scramble is complete, we secure a top position. And obviously top position is where we want to end up out of this, right? So let's look at it. We've come in, Nick's locked it up. I've tried the rotational escape, but I fucked it up. He hits a leg assist to lock up the grips. You'll see here, if he starts to squeeze, he gets that tap immediately, right? So we clear this leg. At all costs, clear this leg. Broaden both shoulders here. Nick starts squeezing. You can see he's still got a bit of pressure there. But I have bought some time. If I just open my shoulders and Nick squeezes, he's eventually, let's see, he's gonna get it. Eventually, gets it, right? So it was slower here than it was with the leg assist. So we clear the leg, we open. Now Nick starts squeezing again. We start attacking this grip, and we start to get our head on top. See, Nick's already let go here. He knows he's lost the position. So we've obviously cleared the submission threat, and we come on top. I want you to think about these positions as not just, obviously we clear an armbar, our arm's out of danger. Some of these positions, what is gonna visually look to others like you're still in danger, but you're the only one that's gonna know you're out of danger. Volkanovski was put in an anaconda choke on the weekend, this past weekend. Obviously, you know I'm rushing to film this to capitalize on those submission escapes, but he was put in an anaconda against a cage. Something we specifically worked on was how to sort of buy time in these positions. We both have the same idea, and that is we want, especially in an MMA fight, more important in an MMA fight than a grappling match, we want the guy's arms burnt out. Obviously, if a guy gives everything in a squeeze in a MMA match, and then he's got no arms, he's got no ability to strike after that point. You'll see that in many, many fights. Guy thinks he has everything, gives it everything, and then after that, he has nothing left. He gets easily finished. So Ortega was able to catch it. We worked on that exact position. We worked on broadening both shoulders, attacking the grip. So again, just to re-emphasize, when you lock up a Das or an anaconda, the only time we make an adjustment to this grip is with some form of leg assist. Because the second your training partner or opponent feels you trying to make an adjustment where you're either trying to get this hand tighter or this hand tighter and the grip loosens, as soon as it loosens, you never get it back. You never get it back without a leg assist. So if you've pummeled deep and you've locked up an anaconda, but say you've only hit it here, obviously it's not going to be as good, but don't adjust it. Play it as it lays. Use your body movements to try to chase him down and recut the angle, or use your legs to recapture it. So again, if we reverse engineer that, if we can defeat the leg assist and we can find space to breathe and they try to readjust the grip, that gives us the space necessary to escape that position. What I want you to do with your training partner is to be put in anacondas, and I want you to see what little adjustments you can make to buy time. Obviously, your training partner doesn't need to be a dick and just squeeze and actually injure your neck, but get them to use the appropriate technique. I want you to feel with the leg assist how quick you tap. Broad shoulders, see how much time you can buy. And then when we start to pummel our head on top, palm over palm, and start to stress this elbow grip here, you're gonna see how much longer you have ability to survive in those positions. So one more time real quick. I'm in deep, Nick secures it, he locks it up, leg assist here, we clear that grip, Nick locks it up, we go shoulders broad, both shoulders broad, palm over palm, we start stretching here. Obviously, we have to be mindful of other attacks. Nick's gonna be chasing other submission chains from here, but if we keep good head position, we can come over the top and secure top position here. So again, even if you get caught there, but you can buy enough time to really make your training partner pay the price for really pursuing such an aggressive submission, we've turned their offensive movement into something that's deflated their energy and landed us in an advantageous position.
let's talk about how we can start surviving within the DAS choke. So who's good at DAS chokes? Who's guys to watch? Obviously the Rotolo brothers, Boogeyman. If you watch Ethan Krallenstein's matches, he's good at getting DAS. So I guess that would be one way to look at, if you want to see DASs in competition. Again, Rotolo's Boogeyman. If you want to see him getting completed, unfortunately, our good friend Ethan Krallenstein is quite good at getting DAS. But let's talk about how we can start surviving this position, potentially turning it into an offensive position, right? So, Nick Ortiz has me in a DAS, right? We could even look at it out of the triple attack, right? So let's say he looks up and I'm in, we roll. He starts thinking about anacondas. He doesn't have the grip, he starts coming up. Maybe I start coming up, and you can see he starts locking up. This starts. So what Nick Ortiz wants is my inside shoulder, the shoulder within the strangle, as close to my neck as possible here. And he's using his body weight here. As he starts to sprawl, you can start to hear it in my voice. He starts to lock that up and he gets it quite tight here. His body's in the way. I can't simply start to pull this arm out. As he starts to sprawl, it's going to be tough. He still gets that tap here, right? We need to actually start creating space from this position. In a perfect world, I would, obviously if someone was doing poor technique, I would take my arm, my elbow specifically, to the other side of their body. Now, when Nick starts applying pressure, he can't generate enough pressure on the inside of my neck here. But again, like I said, it can be quite tough to do that. So something I like to do a little